Hey guys, so today is a story time video. I just thought this would be kind of like an exciting, fun story time. I actually filmed this yesterday, and when I filmed it, I did not realize that every time I would talk about the story, I would go like this, and I don't like that. I don't want that. And also my makeup looks amazing today, so why not show it off? I literally was thinking to myself, I should just film a random video because I just look so good today. It's like 4 o'clock in the afternoon and I just finished my makeup. I started at like 2:30. I had a couple mishaps when I did my foundation. I accidentally spilt it on my foot and it was horrible and I was just so sad. But anyways, let's get into the story. Alright, so the story I'm going to be telling you guys today is my first kiss. Story of my first kiss. So basically the backstory of the guy I was dating at the time. I had met him in 5th grade when I moved here. And we were really close friends, we were just close, you know? And we always would kind of flirt with each other in 6th grade, and then we dated 7th and 8th grade. And I had my first kiss in 9th grade, which you guys are probably like, well then why are you talking about this guy? Basically we dated for a year and a half, and we ended up breaking up in 8th grade. And we never kissed, not once. He would kiss me on the cheek every once in a while. We would hold hands, we would hug. It was your typical, junior high relationship. And so I decided that I wanted to break up with him. Not because he didn't kiss me, but just for other reasons that were going on. He was moving, and just so we broke up. And that was January of 8th grade. And we had already broken up the year before that for a week. And it's just a long story. So technically I broke up with him a year and a half into our relationship. But everybody thought it was the day before our 1-year anniversary. And still to this day he tells me that he was going to kiss me on our 1 year, which I didn't live to see that day. I mean, technically we had already been dating for a year because we broke up for that 1 week and he counted that as our new date. So technically we had been together for a year and a half. He just decides, that's our new date, and I didn't want to argue with him about it because there's no point, why, whatever. And so I broke up with him. So everybody was like, oh, you broke up with him the day before your 1 year, blah blah blah, you're such a horrible person. And in my head I'm thinking it was a year and a half relationship. We already had our 1 year half a year ago. It was so complicated. And so then we ended up, like I said, never kissing. And then a couple months later he got a girlfriend. And that girlfriend, me and her best friends now, so there's no hard feelings. She's that was one of the biggest mistakes of my entire life, dating him, because he's kind of a pain to date. If I being honest, he's literally the biggest pain to date, and he knows that. Everyone knows that. But basically, so they started dating, and I find out about a week later. I find out that he had his first kiss with her. And in my head I'm thinking, what? What? We dated for a year and a half. We have known each other for 4 years. And you kissed her when you've only really talked to her. Well, let me tell you the backstory behind when they started dating. They started talking on a Thursday. I was homesick, and then I find out, and I was just okay, whatever. He He has his own life. He can do whatever the heck he wants. Then, the next day they're talking, and then I find out the following Monday, they start dating. They talked for 2 days, and even me and her talk about it some days, and we're like, what? Like, it's, what? And they started talking for 2 days. We still know that he's moving. Like, he's moving still. And so, and they knew each other. They were, like, talking for, like, 2 days. And then they, like, started dating and then, like, kissed a week into their relationship. Like, okay, great. You know, we talked for 2 years. Then we were dating for another 2, you know. Great. And I never got a kiss. Thanks! And, you know, you just, how are you, if you think I'm being, like, overreacting right now, like, how would you feel if some guy you had a relationship, had a, like, past with for, like, 4 years, and then when you break up finally, when you finally, like, cut each other off, he kisses another girl after a week into, like, knowing her. Like, okay, thanks, bye, love you too. And, like, it wasn't my business, so I didn't really get into it. It just kind of sucked. I saw them all around school. It sucked. And then they broke up when school ended, and he wasn't moving anymore, conveniently. And then we had, like, this, like, we always got in fights. Every time we saw each other, every time we, like, we had to, like, talk to each other at church, like, we were always arguing. Like, we weren't, like, arguing, but, like, we never could, like, agree on the same thing. And so it was kind of like that kind of thing where, like, you're not really friends. Like, you really don't like each other. And we kind of had that. And then eventually December came along, and I went to my aunt's Christmas party, and he was there. And I talked to him, and we were friends, and, like, it was, like, perfectly okay. Like, everything was fine, like, for once. Like, we weren't arguing, we weren't, like, disagreeing with each other. Like, we were all fine. And then, oh, I was doing it again! I can't do that! Okay. And then we were just flirting the entire night, and then I went home, and the next day was my dad's birthday, and I talked to my mom, and I was like, Mom, I want to date him again. Like, I have to. I want to do this. Like, I don't want to wait till he's 16. Like, no, I can't. Like, maybe I should just wait till September, and we just talk, and blah, 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 blah. And she was like, why wait till September? Like, who cares? Just go for it. Just, who really cares? So the fact that my mom said, just go for it, was when I was like, okay, I'm just gonna go for it. Like, I'm gonna go for it. Like, I'm gonna, you know. And I had invited him to my Christmas party because I was like, Mom, I think that's kind of weird. And then she was like, just invite him. Who cares? Like, who really cares? If he can't come, he can't come. And so I invited him. We had not talked yet, besides the Christmas party. And so I invited him to my Christmas party, and it was just, like, friends and stuff. And so then he, like, told me he can go, and then the next day, he told me on Sunday he could go. And then the next day, he texts me, and I'm at school. And we're, like, talking, and we, like, texted all day, and then we were like, well, like, and we just talked about, like, the past, and apologized, and just, like, had just, like, that kind of day of texting, I don't know. And he, like, called me later, and he, like, asked me out. So he asked me out that night, and I said yes, and I mean, why not? Like my mom said, just go for it, why not? And so then we dated, and it was hard, you know, but going back to my first kiss, so, something just dropped, my cup just dropped, but we had planned on my Christmas party, he was going to kiss me because there's, like, privacy, you know. I mean, why not? But, so, we decided that. And so, obviously, he had already had his first kiss. He had already, like, you know, it kind of sucked because I was his first girlfriend. I was his first, like, crush. I was his first love, like, and I wasn't your first kiss. Like, I still hold that to him today. Like, boy. And then, oh, I'm cut up. I have, like, scratches on my arm. And then, so, we, like, went to the, like, side of my house, and, like, I was so nervous. I, like, could not. I was like, I can't do this. I can't do this. And so we just, like, hugged and talked because we hadn't seen each other in, like, a week or so. And, like, we didn't go to the same school. So I feel like I appreciate long distance relationships because you appreciate the time and you remember all the times you see each other. And, like, when we dated before in, like, 7th and 8th grade, I really don't remember much of it. Like, I mean, I remember the feelings, I remember everything, but I don't remember, like, you know, just the days, those fun days. But, like, I remember every single time I hung out with him. Like, after we broke up, like, a couple months after, like, the first time, like, with 7th and 8th grade, I was like, I don't remember half of it. Like, I don't remember most of it. I only really remembered the bad. And so the thing was, this time I remembered most of it, like the good things and the bad things. And it's been a couple months since we broke up. But anyways, back to my kiss. I keep, like, getting sidetracked. Anyways, so we just, like, don't kiss then, and then, like, the entire night we're literally, like, the entire night nothing happened. And then we get to, and I know he wanted to so many times, he was, like, getting so close, and I would, like, stand up, or I would, like, go do something, and I just, like, oh, I got so nervous. And then he has to go, his parents are here, and he has to go, and he forgot something. But we're upstairs, and I just say bye to him, and I hug him, bye. And then he has to go, and then he, like, leaves, and I hear him walk back inside. And my best friend was downstairs, so, like, I heard them talking, and because he had forgot something. And he came back inside, and I, like, ran downstairs, and everybody was like, go, Kylie, go! And I, like, ran downstairs, and I, like, hugged him, and then I, like, kissed him, and it wasn't, like, a make-out. Like, my first kiss was not a make-out, thank the Lord. And it wasn't, like, a peck either. So it was, like, a long peck. You know what I mean? Where it's, like, and it wasn't, like, it was literally, like, sit there for, like, 10 seconds. And I was just, like, smiling, and it was so great. And then he left, and I, like, ran to my best friend, and I, like, jumped on her, and it was so great. And then, that happened. So that was my first kiss, and it was cute. It was cute. It was. Alright, guys, that is the end of my story time about my first kiss. It was kind of cute, honestly. It was a cute first kiss. I was just really nervous. But, yeah, so I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys next week. Bye!